Okay, here we go. Well, my name is Steve, and I'm with Common Sense Nutritional Therapy, and I'm here in my own home kitchen, and I want to show you how to make kale salad. I'm going to start with making the dressing, and to do that, I've got a bowl for mixing. I've got a 2 tablespoon, a little thingamajigger there. This is for making the juice out of the orange. There's the orange. And my other 2 ingredients are extra virgin olive oil and a balsamic vinegar. Okay, that's what I'm going to do to make the dressing. What this salad is basically kale. Now this is, except for a few I've saved to show you something, this is 2 bunches of kale purchased at the store, the average bunch of kale. And it's 2 different kinds, your curly kale and your lacinato or dinosaur kale. And I've got it all off the stems and bunched up into little pieces there, kind of bite-sized pieces. So I guess the first thing I'll do is finish the kale and show you how that happens. Okay, so we'll put this bowl here where you can see it. And here's the lacinato kale or dinosaur kale, and I think you can see the stem there. Okay, now if you grow this yourself, you don't need to take the kale off the stem. But if you buy it in the store, the stem is bitter, and so you don't want the stem. So you can see I'm just ripping the kale leaf off of the stem, and then I'm left with that stem right there, and I'm just going to give that a toss. So we'll do that with the rest of it. And just to speed things up, I did this with all the leaves before we started the film because surely this is simple enough, and watching me do the whole thing would have been boring. So that doesn't take much to take them off of there. I hope you can see what I'm doing okay. And then this is the curly kale, and again, you know, there's the stem, and that's the bitter part, unless you grow it yourself. If you grow it yourself, the way to make this salad is to go out and pick it and bring it back in and immediately make the salad. And that won't be bitter. And so that's the difference between something you buy that's had a lot of time to sit on the shelf and something that you take directly out of the ground. Okay, so there's that. Just tearing it off the stem there. Okay, not much to it. A little bit on the floor, but we won't worry about that. And then I just take what I tore off the stems and just sort of break it up. And it's okay if you don't get it perfect. Later on when you're eating the salad, if a piece is too big, you can just tear it up. The value of this salad is that the vinegar takes away the goitogenic property of raw, which is not good for a lot of folks because of adrenal problems. And so, but at the same time, all the benefits of raw with regards to your intestinal tract and the nutrients that's in it, it's all still intact this way. And on top of that, it is very versatile to use. There's a lot you can do with it. And the last thing I'll say is, it's absolutely delicious. So here's our 2 bunches of kale ready to go in bite-sized pieces. We'll put that aside and let's make the dressing. Okay, the first thing you need to do is get the juice of a whole orange. Pretty simple. Cut the orange in half. And use whatever you've got. Mine is this. Hope you can see that good. You set that on top of there. Squeeze the juice out of the orange. So it is the juice of an entire orange that will be used on 2 bunches of kale. And we'll just pour that right in there. We're half done. Juice the other one, other half. And later on, off camera, as a treat to me, I'll eat all this pulp. Something I really like to do. So there's the juice of a whole orange. We'll do the cleanup later off camera, but for now, we'll put that over here by the sink. All right, now to that, I will add This is a 2 tablespoon measuring device here, and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in there. And I actually have to do that twice because it's actually supposed to be 4. Just got a little reminder from my wife in the background. And she's going to also get me the whisk that I forgot to get before I started the film. Oh, no, she's not. It's already out here. Never mind. I'll get it. So there's 2, 4. So we've got 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. We got 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and the juice of 1 orange. To that, we're going to add about a tablespoon of salt, about a teaspoon of salt. It's a very forgiving process, so if that isn't exactly a teaspoon, no worries. All right, and then we just get a regular whisk here, this little guy, and mix that up good. You can probably see that pretty good, but let's get a little closer here. All right, pretty simple. Now let's take all this and put it over here for a little cleaning later. Wipe up as we go. Take these guys away. We're all done with them for now. And now what I'll do, I'll bring this over here. You can see that pretty good. And now what I'll do is I'll just pour all that onto there. And now this is the by hand part. What you got to do now, you got to spend a little time here and massage this in. And I like to take literally about 5 minutes to do this. So what I'll do, grab a paper towel, wipe off my hand, and we'll put this on pause. Okay, I stopped the camera about 5 minutes ago, and I spent time just kneading in all of that dressing made of 4 tablespoons of balsamic and 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, teaspoon of salt, and the juice of 1 orange. Now all we have to do is get it into some jars. This is a great item. It's I'm not sure what to call this, but it makes it very easy to put it in. It's a wide mouth canning funnel. I guess that's what you call it. This particular one is square, and I find it so much easier to get product into the jar with this, okay? It's a really great tool. For a lot of different things we use this a lot, okay? Now, usually when you think of canning jars, you think of hot baths and sealing them, and that's not what we're going to do with these. It just so happens that hand-tightened canning jars, one of the best food containers there is. That little rubber seal that's on the inside of each of those canning lids, you can see that red seal around the edge. That inside of here, just hand tightened down, we have found, my wife and I, to be better than any of the traditional things that you find in the kitchen for storing things, glass jars with rubber, lids and stuff. They just don't keep food like this. This is really great stuff. Okay, and filling them. It's just so easy when you have this funnel. Don't find it in any stores around. To find this one, you pretty much have to go online. So you're looking for a square canning jar funnel, I suppose. If you Google enough names, you'll get it. Now you see I've got some little jars. This, of course, the big one, and my wife and I can just keep using this out of the fridge. But then we can take this with us somewhere and we split that and we'll have it. And it's nice to have some little jars. These are single servings and they're ready to go when we're in a hurry. And I've made this kale salad so many times that I pretty much know exactly how many jars to grab. Even though I mix it all up different sizes, I usually get it right. Today my guess was 2 little ones, a medium, and 3 bigs, and looks like I pretty much hit it, except maybe I need a little more of that guy there. I hope I'm not off camera. I hope you're seeing all this. Okay. And then we can put this over here to wash later. I'll spare you the washing of the dishes part. You don't have to watch. Now I've got a little bit left over of the dressing. So I'm just going to take and just put a few dribbles onto each one. A little bit there, a little there, just a tiny bit in each one. Not rocket science. Get that done later. Now, we just need to get a lid on each one. And we're all set to go. And this kale kept in these jars this way, this kale salad, this will keep, at least 3 days. You might get a 4th, but it's kind of pushing it. Better to plan on using it up in 3 days. Okay? Now, here's what you want to do with these guys. You get just a good hand tight on them. Not so tight you can't get it off later. Okay? Get a good hand tight on them. And then you put them in the fridge upside down. Okay? Put them in there upside down. Come along tomorrow morning. I'm going to bed here pretty soon. Tomorrow morning when I get up in the fridge, I'll turn them all on. Okay? That's what you're doing. Is you're sending the dressing back and forth so it really gets into all the leaves. So there you have it. Nice supply of kale salad. This stuff is delicious. The main thing about it, though, is when this stuff goes into you and it gets into your small intestine and it comes in contact with those little hairs, those little cilia, that those are the super highway of your body for your nutrients from your food getting to the cells throughout your body, trillions of cells. When that happens, there is a cleaning mechanism and a nutriizing mechanism that is so powerful that if the drug industry could come up with a drug that did what this green will do in your body, they would call it a super drug. But of course they can't. You can't patent this, all right? So that's kale salad. Thanks for watching. Maybe we'll show you how to make something again pretty soon.